Hey everybody, Jim Stewart here with VoterlistPro. My title here, political analyst. Of course, I started off as a computer scientist, a hardcore techie, installing big information systems for big and large and complex information systems for counties and CalSTRS and the U.S. Army and big Fortune 1000 companies. And now, I created VoterlistPro. It's a California statewide political database. Every district, every county, 58 counties, we've got links. And today I'm going to talk about what's working right now, campaign-wise, what we're seeing, what we're doing, what's working, what's not working. And let's see here, if we move on to this slide. My first slide is just to say, it's all about data-driven campaigning, direct voter contact. And you'll notice a lot of these things some of them are old school, like volunteer telephone dialing and door knocking and canvassing and postal mail and polling. But some of the newer things, it's just faster and it's just cheaper. It's amazing. We can reach people for 5 and 6 cents, not people, voters. When we're reaching, all this stuff is targeted to voters, and we're reaching people for 5 or 6 cents per voter versus what does it cost to send mail. So we're talking tenfold increases. It's vital to understand. So data-driven campaigning, we're not talking about especially with Facebook and email and texting, we're not talking about a region. Like you'll hear people do geographic targeting. Well, I want to target everybody in 92508. No, this is voters. And when you understand the math, you understand electoral math. If there are 300,000 people in a city, only 90,000 are registered to vote, and of those registered, only 20 or 30,000 of those vote with any regularity. So you're going from 300,000 people to 20,000 people. Again, it's like a tenfold. So if you use us and do real data-driven direct voter targeting, you're talking about 10 or 20-fold increases in efficiency. That's committing your budget to reach voters, not just anybody. So a lot of people, they get this wrong, and they just don't have the experience. They don't know it's okay, and they're charging a ton of money. So hopefully you see this video and we can help you out. But here's what we're doing a lot of. Here's what's working right now: direct voter contact via Facebook, email, collective texting. It's not SMS. It's a little bit different. And then some of the basic stuff. So you need to be organizing your campaign and calling people, knocking on their doors, and sending mail. Polling, something I'll talk a little bit about too. All of those campaign actions, you need, many people will say, oh, I just get this from the registrar. But listen, I'm recording this on Friday, and if you haven't worked with the registrar in a while, they take time. They often don't get it right. Forgive me, registrars. I have relationships with all of them, but it's a county government. They've got staff. They have their process, and working with a consulting or software company like VoterlistPro, you need your walk list tomorrow, Saturday, give me a call. We get somebody on it. And so often you get the wrong thing. But in any case, working with a professional political consulting company like us and data firm, we've just, we have a vast experience. We run going on 100 campaigns through the software. So here's some examples of targeted Facebook ads. You see a nice head and shoulders picture, a logo, and Facebook really favors these little videos. Let me show you really quick. Let me see if I can show you really quickly some good examples of some videos we've done there. Let's see here.
When considering who to vote for in the Palm Springs
J.R.
Council
Roberts
election, you should pay close attention to the history and record of those that you're looking at. One of the things I'm most proud of is my work with the Palm Springs Art Museum. I was very involved with the creation, fundraising, construction, and opening of the new Architecture and Design Center. I believe that it's important that we have real arts and cultural opportunities in our downtown, not just t-shirts and ice cream.
Yeah, so that's a really nice spot. Here's another one. One of the most efficient on Facebook. Let's see.
Hi, my name's Ray Kern. I'm retired Madera County Sheriff's Department. I have 40 years law enforcement. I also worked at the federal court in Yosemite for 13 years, court security. I've known Carol for approximately 16 years, and I've seen her in the federal court system and in the state court system.
So, what did I want to say about this? I guess what you need to know, so we have two broad categories of ads here. You have this, just like the ones you saw, these sort of native ads where you have your candidate speaking, or you're speaking, and you're in front of the camera, and then you have this other kind of produced ad where you can see it's a nice. These are we start with an image and we render this and we make it into a video. So you can get the advantage of the better rates and the better engagement that a video provides on Facebook, even if you don't have the capability to do a professionally recorded video. Like I was showing you some examples there. The important thing to know about this Facebook stuff is a lot of times you'll hear people say, "Oh, not everybody's on Facebook. It's younger people." It's just totally wrong. When we upload, we start with the voter file. We talk about our likely voter universe. We start with that, and we upload it to Facebook. We're matching somehow 80 to 90% Democrats and 93% Republicans. That's voters. So important that yes, they all 90%. If you can reach 90% of your audience on Facebook, it's probably something you need to be doing. And here's just some guidelines about what we're seeing. You can't. You need to work ahead a little bit. You can't just turn it on today and immediately reach all your voters. Let's say you had 30,000 voters you want to reach. You need some time. It takes us about a week or 10 days to get through that. And so Facebook prefers 6-second native video. When I say native, that's sort of this look here, where it's you can even film it on your iPhone. I like the let's say portrait landscape like this rather than horizontal for native video. And here's sort of a sample budget. We charge 6 cents to put your video in front of a voter, and so here you can see 22,500 is delivered at 6 cents for $13.50. And part of that, or also important to know, is if you commit a budget. When you commit a budget with us, we produce this for you. So you send us a picture, you send us your logo, and we put it together into a video format like this. So let me see if I can find another example so you can see how those look. Right, so here you see we had a headshot, we have a logo, and then we have, let's start that one over. And then we have a nice little slogan that pops in. That this is we produced this for you. It's included. Here's an example of some native video that did really well. Very simple. And here's another sort of produced. Right. Basenko for sheriff. So you have the slogan that slides in. Fighting to make Shasta County a safer place for all. Sheriff Basenko. Great. So these are the kinds of videos we're sending to Facebook that work very well. Let's see here. Right. I think this video was sent to women voters in the state of California. Okay, so we talked about a couple different things, but here, so we have a native video where it's you can record it on your iPhone. We have these photo videos that we produce for you, and we can send these to voters at this sort of frequency. We're talking 90% of your voters are going to be covered on Facebook. We can reach half of those people in a week or 10 days, and the baseline for cost is 6 cents per video view. That includes data. VoterlistPro, we own the software and the data, so we don't charge you extra for that. It's all included. So included in this would be we would produce a video or two for you, and we would include the data and the targeting. We hook up our Facebook ad account to your Facebook page, and then we're off to the races. So if you want to see any other examples, drop me a line, and I can send you some other active ad campaigns. You can see kind of what you can do. Email is still working very well. But you need to do it the right way. I know you can send email for 1 cent with some of these other providers, but it's junk. It goes right to the junk. If you want it delivered, it's going to cost you a little more. We charge 6, and if you're doing it in volume, we can get that down to 4 or 5 cents. But drop me a line. There's an example of an email. We can make you a nice header with your logo and write the copy. And so you're still, if you do it the right way, you can get some good results. 40% opens, 30% opens. So I wanted to talk about, now the next one is this is what we're doing a lot of, and it's working really well right now, is text messages. We call it collective texting or peer-to-peer texting. It's working very well. We have the voters, we have their mobile phones, and when we have the voter mobile phone, we can send them a nice text like this that includes 145 characters plus a picture or a link. And so you can see, here's our picture, here's a nice picture. And when you send a picture like this, you can tell how many people are opening or clicking on it. And so here's a small one we sent that had been clicked on 261 times. I think it was probably sent to 1,000 people or so, 1,000 voters with mobile phones. It was opened 260 times. These text messages are, so when we identify a mobile phone number, I think delivery rates are perfect. So when we send one, everybody gets them. And response rates are, when I consider a response that somebody clicks your little link or your picture or a response back, is probably near 20%. So it's very high. It's a great way to engage with a voter. And these are 5 cents each to send a text message. So we talked about Facebook, texting. These are the basic things. Volunteer phone dialing. You got it. It's great to organize your team. We have the software that can allow them to sit in the room together and all make phone calls. Door knocking. If you need walk lists, heat maps for mapping, or a ranking of where are the voters in my district. That's something we can do very easily. Polling. We are doing lots of polls these days, and they don't cost thousands. They're hundreds of dollars for $275 or $375. We can run a poll. We have different objectives for polling. Sometimes you want to push a poll to get a certain outcome, or other times you actually want to get an answer. We can do both. Robocalling really pisses people off. So if you need you want to take some really high value campaign action, do a poll. How about running a poll with your name in the one slot? Push that out to 10,000 people for $300. When they hear your name in the one slot, that helps build name ID, and it's an excuse to do a robocall without pissing people off. People with a poll, they'll just maybe hang up, but they'll hear your name first in the one slot. So, thanks for listening. I wanted to get some kind of video out to explain what we're doing. Facebook, text messaging, polling, email, all that stuff is very high value. And we're talking 5-6 cents per voter reached. We get started with a $25.
Found on the web for 6 cents per hour in Boulder reached.
Oh, thanks, Siri. She didn't find anything. She didn't find anything on the web for 6 cents per voter, by the way. So, so thanks for listening. We can. It's not too late. We can, there's when you're working with data, there's always a path forward in your campaign, and there's always right down to the very last day. We start reaching out to people who have not yet voted. We start reaching out to poll voters. So between now and November 6th, there's something we can definitely do something for you. So reach out via email, or give us a call, or click on the website, and we'll get you guys going. So thanks again, Jim Stewart from VoterlistPro.